plan, oh grand and true, to bring back a custom just for you, a dowry's charm to rekindle the fire. In a world where romance might expire, he'd gather gold with wit and flair, pledging his heart beyond compare. For in the shimmer of that old dear gold lies a tale of love, both brave and bold. Bring back the dowries, let's make it clear, a token of love that's sincere, building bridges heart to heart, a timeless way to never part. He spoke of tales from times long past, when gestures grand made love last.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm starting early today. We might not go for that long. I just figured I'd come in and say hi to the folks and hang out for a bit. We'll see if anybody shows up or not. So yeah, we'll give it a couple songs and see who's in here.
Would forever meet. Bring back the dowries, let's make it clear, a token of love that's sincere, building bridges heart to heart, a timeless way to never part. From times long past, when gestures grand made love.
Hey Luke, glad you're back. Hope your week went well. It wasn't so bad. Just work and stuff. I actually had Tuesday off, which was nice. Happy birthday to you, by the way. Glad I'm able to say that to you, man. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong camera. Happy birthday, Luke. Thanks for being here. Part of me didn't really feel like streaming today. I was just gonna rest a bit. Been feeling a little low energy lately, but then I was like, nah man, what the hell, might as well go for it, not let the folks down. But I'll probably just watch these two videos. I just want to hang out, you know, with the guys for a bit, and we'll probably call it not after too long. But I hope your week was well. Mine was okay. Peter Wright says, howdy all, good topic today. I'm personally done with it. And by hardwired, I mean 100% hardwired, with no cultural influence playing a part. That's what they believe. Yeah, that is the red pill mantra lately, which is it's all, you know, biodeterminism and not as much influence from culture as far as female nature goes. Let me go and play one more song. See if anybody else comes in. It'll probably be a pretty sparse stream. I mean, I'm starting early. Fallback has already kind of shifted the time for a lot of people. But Peter and Luke, I'm glad you guys are here. Sorry if I'm a bit low energy today. It has been kind of a tough week for me, but that's okay, you know. Sometimes you just got to deal with it as it comes. Don't know if we'll see Klaus. Maybe those guys won't really come in till 7. So I might just hang out with y'all till that happens. I'm not really in a rush tonight. I got no plan. And I got nothing profound to say. If I'm being honest with you guys. So we're just gonna watch this and have some fun with it. Hey Walden, good to see you, man. Nah, spring daylight savings time is more difficult than fall. Spring definitely is, because you're losing an hour. I mean, like, I think for my viewers that are outside, like Klaus is in Germany, and I don't think they have daylight savings. So he has to get up pretty early to see me anyway. So I think when I can't remember if it's going to be easier or worse for him. Actually, it might be easier for him to catch me now that I think about it. If fall back, I'm starting an hour later. But yeah, man, if you guys do daylight savings time, especially springtime, be careful while driving, man. God forbid. But since everybody's missing an hour of sleep, that's where car accidents and stuff happen, God forbid. I had an okay week, thanks, and thanks for the birthday wish, I appreciate it. Don't worry, Shah, we just want you well. Thank you, man, I appreciate that, it means a lot. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, you know. We all got our challenges to deal with. I hope everybody out there who's got something going on is getting through it okay and figuring it out. So that's just part of life. We'll wait a little bit more, see if some more folks come in. Yeah, we're not even at 10 minutes yet. I was thinking I'd probably just BS for the whole half hour until 7. I just wanted to start early for the hell of it, man, because I was just sitting around and I was like, man, I might as well see who joins in early. Tried to watch some CRT today. Was watching the Two Towers, but just couldn't get into it. Did a bunch of grocery shopping. Told myself I wanted to play some video games, man, but I could never sit down and do that. Hey guys, you don't seem like your normal self. Long time. Shout out, man. Well, good to see you. Thanks for commenting. Yeah, I haven't been lately, man. You know, it's just been a tough couple of weeks for me, but it's all right. It's all right. Appreciate you being in here and commenting, man. Oh crap! Now this is playing something. There we go. Timmy Kramer, gotta check in on my younger brother. For God's sakes, don't get married. Shout out to you, man. You know, man, it's a tough game out there. It's unfortunate that marriage is managed so badly, because that's supposed to be the stable life for people. You know what I mean? But the way we do marriage now, it's so bad. And on the other end of the spectrum, if you're just going to be out there dating people, that's like a freaking minefield. I mean, you could be fine. You can do the dance for a long time, but I think eventually you're going to step in a big pile of doo-doo. Happen to everybody, you know, on a long enough timeline. So I think the red pill tries to make, well, they'll say it's a praxeology. It's not a prescription. But, you know, a lot of the people are going to be like, stay single, whatever, you know, just get chicks, date casually, whatever, don't invest. But the longer that goes on, I mean, the longer the probability of some crap happening that blows up in your face. And, you know, marriage is supposed to be the safe option. It's supposed to, you know, if dating casually is like being on the freeway with the motorcycle, you could drive safely and you can do everything right. But the minute the longer you're on the freeway on a motorcycle, the higher the likelihood of something happening, you know, and it might not even be your fault. They just may not have seen you while they were changing lanes or something. And that's kind of what it's like out there for if you're just going to willy-nilly date here, there. You know, there's going to be, you're playing with dangerous forces. You're going to step on a landmine one of these days. Unfortunately, on the other end, marriage can have its own devastating consequences, which sucks, you know? So I don't know. You know, here we are. Dan the Man says, I just dropped by to say hi. Can't watch. I got Friendsgiving with old friends. Man, that's awesome. That sounds really fun, Dan. I'm real happy to hear that you're going to be hanging out with some friends doing a Friendsgiving. I will rewatch during the week. In the meantime, someone else has to do real-time AI images. No worries. And don't worry, man. You're not even missing too much. We're just going to watch this video and this other one about this guy named Akaash. So there's nothing profound happening tonight. Well, I'm just hanging out and... You know, if you catch it on the replay, great. If not, it's all good, man. Just takes one false allegation. Any woman can do it too. Yeah, yeah, I mean, you know, you're essentially out there and you're messing with strangers and, you know, it's just a matter of time. I really believe that. Like, it's just a matter of time, you know. And it doesn't matter who it is. The more it's a high risk, fast lane lifestyle. The longer you're going to do that, the higher the probability of some BS happening. That's just the sad truth. You know, I hate to say it, and it doesn't matter who it is. And that's the high value man lifestyle of, you know, you're gonna be on the yacht, you're gonna have all these chicks, you're gonna be Dan Bilzerian in it. You know, but you could do that, but just give it time. Give it time. Exactly, Luke. You guys see the most recent false bull crap? Dude saved a Pizda from getting run over and is now getting hit with inappropriate touching. No way. I feel like that sounds really familiar. I might have run into that. That's really unfortunate, man. I don't know why. I do think I did hear about that. I just can't remember exactly. Maybe somebody shared it in the Discord. Sorry. Need some water. Yeah, that sounds real familiar, Luke. What a crap situation, man. Guy could have just kept walking and went on with the rest of his day. Reminds me of some of the articles, some of the stuff I saw, because, you know, Paul will put stuff on Twitter also when it comes to guys doing chivalrous actions, basically, and then getting screwed over. A lot of those stories had to do with the guy dying for a stranger on the street. You know what I mean? And then Paul ultimately kind of pointing out how everyone's like, this guy's a hero, but then they forget about him. And it's just, is it worth losing a son over that or something like that? No, it isn't. So, you know, his counsel was, don't get involved in something like that if it's not, you know, your family directly. This kind of reminds me of the same thing. I mean, the guy was kind of being chivalrous, and here we are now. You spin that cylinder enough, eventually the Russian roulette will get you. Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Damn, I don't even know what sound effect to use for that one, but I mean, it's a madhouse, you know. Hey guys, I was married 15 years, all down the toilet. Ex-wife tried to get me arrested with false allegations. Thankfully, she wasn't successful. Man, appreciate your participation. You say, hey guys has been watching us for a while, but not really participating. Thanks for sharing. So please, let's all say welcome to Hey Guys. Hey Guys. Funny username. Yeah, man. Well, you're amongst company. A lot of the folks in the chat have a similar story, man, and that's the part I can't get over, you know, because I'm so focused on finding a long-term, or, you know, at least focusing on the long-term deal as far as marriage goes, and that's what we have fun talking about over here. It's just sad that, like, marriage is its own dang minefield now, when it's not supposed to be that, you know. If single date in life is the motorcycle on the freeway in the fast lane, married life should be like, you know, a nice big SUV cruising in the second from slow lane or the slow lane itself, and you just get there and that's what you do. You got your little baby on board sticker on the back windshield, whatever the hell it is. That's supposed to be the one that is the safe option, but they took away the safe option, which just really grinds my gears when I think about it, you know. FX Trader, until they get rid of the no-fault divorce, marriage is over. Yeah, there it is. Shout out to you, FX Trader. For some reason, I thought FX Trader was iTrevor. I still have to make that pizza video for iTrevor. I swear to God, I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, man, iTrevor sent that super chat. I have to buy the pizza that I promised I would to iTrevor. So not sure if he's in here or not, but if you see this later, iTrevor, I'm sorry, man. Working on it. I feel you. I was married 25. Ex tried the same. Kid's testimony saved me. Wow. That means you were saved by like that was a hair right there because it went all the way to the kid's testimony. Thank God they were able to tell the truth, man. Shout out to those wonderful kids. It's tough for kids, man. You know, and it sucks too because every time I start feeling really positive about marriage and I'm like, you know what, this is the only way to go. Because I did child support for so long, I have people call me that I know like in real life, and then they have to ask me about child support. And one of my buddies called me on hell, I don't know if it was Wednesday or Thursday or what. But he was just telling me the whole story and asking me for advice, and it was literally one of these things where he's never had really a custody issue with, the mother of his daughter. And then he got married, so now he's going through a divorce, and at the same time, there's no kids from that one, but as he's going through the divorce here, which that was already a rough story, now the mom on the other end, is basically just alienating the child from him, and basically there's never been an issue, and I've seen him with his daughter too. It was always fine, but now when he's trying to see his daughter, the daughter's not being responsive, and then like the mom blocked his number on the daughter's phone, and she's like, oh well, she can't go, or she doesn't want to go. And it's this weird thing because she just reopened a child support case against him, so she's trying to like pull custody towards her end. It's just really stupid, and I was like, man, it just sucks. Glad you made it to the other side, Luke. Heck yeah, man. Shout out to both you guys. Deanna from Men Need to Be Heard covered it today, too. Even if these guys win the suit, they're slandered and destroyed and in debt. Never recover fully. Yeah, I mean, man, that's a traumatic incident. That's like a real, and maybe men don't want to talk about it in that, but that's like a real, true traumatic incident. That's like getting in a bad car crash. An event like that in your life is like getting in a car accident. Like a bad one. With physical injuries. And that's what it's going to be like. I mean, that's like going to be, the guy's going to be shell shocked after that. How can you trust anybody? The trust is shaken. It's going to take a lot of time, unfortunately. Chivalry died with feminism. Well, feminism definitely institutionalized chivalry and put it into the system. Saying, so from, more about culture and into the legal thing about it, instead of getting up and giving your seat like a gentleman, corporations are like, we need this many seats for this, we need this many seats for that. Merit be damned. Walden says, you don't think small penalties like the Kentucky laws will make things a little better? A lot of behavior is predicated by friends' word of mouth being good, bad, and if there are downsides. I'd like to think that the Kentucky laws will help things, man. I like seeing positive things in a direction. I know a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, it's old, or it might not. If I see at least something a little bit in a direction, I do want to celebrate that. The 50-50 thing right off the bat is good. You'd probably still have to deal with, alienation in some way, but at least you can get the law involved in, unless they have some real good reason or evidence against you. This is where the false allegations come in, but at least they put it in there. That should be across all the states, standard 50-50. Especially if you've been cohabitating. If you're married and cohabitating, or just cohabitating. So if you guys have all been living together and that's what the norm is, it should stay at least 50-50. Yeah, good to be finally free. Peace is so much better. Kids suffer the most. Absolutely. That is true, man. Because they're sitting there and they, one parent's putting it in them, and then they don't want to disappoint the other parent, and then they're demonizing the other one, and the kid's trying to please the one parent. And then obviously the other parent's not stupid. They're going to know when their kid's lying or something's going on. If anybody can tell, it's them. Hey guys, agreed, Luke. The thing I struggle with is what I thought our life would be, but no longer is. Yeah, man, the heartbreak. I think it sounds like from the future that you lost or that dream that was broken. Example, holidays as a family, vacations, grandkids, building wealth. Oh man, yeah, that's the real hurtful stuff right there, dude. Um and the thing is they might not be able to see it, the kids might not be able to understand it, but you can see the whole thing. You know what I mean? You can see the whole thing. You can see the kids' futures impacted by this, where otherwise they would have such a solid foundation and strong base, especially as far as the family wealth is concerned. Instead, this happened, and it limits their potential, you know, for certain, at least you and the parents being able to invest in them in the future. Right there with you. They replace dowry with romance and chivalry. Exactly. What's really tragic is that men are basically, you know what? Let's do a dowry source tonight. And this is from Peter Wright. Peter Wright found this quote. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just gonna pull it up. And it's something, you know, we have kind of suspected this for a bit, but it's nice to see it specifically quoted somewhere. Right here. Okay, so Peter Wright, you know, we'll have our discussions. You know, we've been trying to piece together a lot of things about the dowry, you know, and especially in the paper that I wrote, I talk about how the dowry system is a way for families to self-regulate reproduction without the need for the government stepping in. As you introduce romance into this thing and you push back on dowry and essentially let hypergamy, you know, start to manifest because the guardrails are taken off, what you see is the failure of families to be able to regulate reproduction properly, right? The dowry system ensures that when two people come together to have kids, they have a solid, firm footing of a household to be able to rear these children so that the kids don't end up, you know, needing to live off of welfare or charity or whatever, right? And what happens is as people start making decisions for marriages that don't make sense, you start to see an increase of this problem, and this becomes the problem of the public. And then this is where you see the state now come in to try to regulate things, right? So families are no longer regulating reproduction properly. Now you have the need for government to step into the sphere of family life, on the one end providing welfare, and then on the other end regulating families more so. And Peter Wright found a quote from somebody that pretty much said this exact thing. And this guy was like let me just look him up real quick. Aldrich Zwingli. He was a Swiss theologian, and a leader of the Reformation in Switzerland. Okay, so we're talking about this guy right here. This guy gives us our quote. Okay. Born during a time of emerging Swiss patriotism and increasing criticism of Swiss mercenary system. He attended the University of Vienna and the University of Basel, a scholarly center of Renaissance humanism. Anyways, Zwingli became the Lute priest or people's priest of the Grossmünster in Zurich, where he began to preach ideas on reform of the Catholic Church. Now, here is the quote Peter found from him. And it says, Huldrych Zwingli, 1484 to 1531, explicitly framed dowries as a civic safeguard against poverty in the context of Zurich's emerging city-state governance. In his broader reforms, Zwingli sought to integrate marriage practices into a theocratic social order where family stability prevented economic burdens on the Commonwealth. Okay, so stable families means less need for welfare. He argued that dowryless marriages among the poor would lead to pauper weddings that overwhelmed public resources. filling almshouses, and straining the city's welfare system. This was not mere tradition, but a proactive policy to ensure household self-sufficiency. So while we've been barking up this tree of self-regulation and families being able to keep power because they're able to regulate themselves without becoming a burden on, the rest of the public, creating this need for welfare-style governance, we have someone from way back then who's kind of watching this and seeing kind of, hey, what's going to happen if we go away from this? And this guy pretty much called it, right? Peter Wright says here, I would go further and say lost the marriage dowry system, forced the creation of state welfare machinery, creating a slippery slope that facilitated non-married, single mother homes on the basis that they could equally rely on state welfare machinery. So that's our quote of the day. I mean, aside from Dontavius.
You gotta stay gaming, bruh. Don't focus on no girls. Just stay gaming.
So, yeah, thanks for that comment, Luke. I was not going to do a source today, but you reminded me about that one. It's always nice to find something. What's really tragic is that men are basically ignored by the media, government, school system. We are deemed providers, basically work donkeys to be used. Yeah, exactly. And even a lot of the red pill, it's just like, well, that's just female nature, this, that, and you just got to accept that. But a lot of that to me kind of sounds like you just got to accept female hypergamy. And then on the other end, it's like men used to bargain and negotiate in a way that I think put a pressure back against that hypergamy. But there's just so many things going on, changes in technology and stuff like that. I get that it's a giant mess. Hey, guy says, another thing that's not talked about after divorce is the potential for ongoing court battles. Even after my divorce was finalized, my ex is still going after me in court. Insanity. Oh, yeah. That lasts, man. I mean, at least till the kids are older, if it's going to be custody and child support stuff. And if there's legal battles over assets, that could last a while, too. But really, child support and custody is a big one that just constantly goes on, until they're emancipated. Absolutely lawfare. Yeah, that's the word, lawfare. And people won't admit it. But women will literally bankrupt and go into debt just out of spite to get back at the man. Walden says, women tend to bully by alienating people and destroying reputation. And if they can't do that because 50-50, it makes you look more of a failure than winning 100%. Angel Berber. Hey, Angel. Using culture and political systems to your advantage is necessary to change things, and complaining and saying ideas won't work without putting them in place, just another form of surrender. Okay, shout out to you. We got our resident warrior in the chat. Orem says, dead, dynamic, not dead. There is always a comforting fiction that is trying to subdue culture. Hey, fellas. Yo, shout out, Mr. Pitt. Mr. Pitt W, indeed. I'll bet Michael Sayan knows about Zwingli. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Thanks, Shah. Gotta run. We'll catch the replay. Have a good evening, boys. Take it easy, man. It's fun hanging out with you, man. Thanks for sharing your story. Oh, whoops. That still applies today. Christianity Unplugged. Still going after me. Expect to be harassed till the kids are gone. Oh, man. Shout out to you, Christianity Unplugged. It's good to see you, man. Hope you and the crew are doing well. Yeah, man. That's just unfortunately, how it is. And they'll be watching too. I mean, if they see an update in your life, or like, oh, okay, he got a promotion or something, or he got a new car or something's going on, they're gonna start barking up that tree. All right, guys, let's watch this. Listen, I tried to watch the video like when it came out, and then I really didn't watch any of it, to be honest. I really don't know what this is about. It might not even be that deep into this, to be honest. Sneako was a figure in the red pill for a while. He had his arc with that. Some people said he was grifting. Then he was like super into Andrew Tate, Eventually he got banned. And then he got back on YouTube, so he's kind of back now, and he converted to Islam, so you can say he's kind of a tradcon in that way, in the sense that he abandoned what he was doing before to become religious. And he's had a whole story arc from getting banned to unbanned and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really sure what what, you know, he's going to be talking about here. It could be anything, you know what I mean? It could be the red pill hype from like the Andrew Tate days is dead. I wouldn't even disagree with that. I think at that time, you know, red pill talking points were going mainstream. Everybody was kind of collectively dealing with that. And then, at least for me, you know, I think things got kind of stale. And I think even for these bigger channels they did, because you did see a lot of pivoting. Whatever podcast seemed to pivot to having a lot of tradcons on, you know, you got a lot of the Daily Wire folks would be on there. Fresh and Fit had their challenges, you know. And I think you could even say they pivoted. I don't really watch them so much anymore, but I know they've pivoted to political stuff, and Myron does his own thing, and I think Fresh does his own thing, and then they do the show sometimes. Me personally, you know, I try not to watch that many Manosphere things because I kind of had a Manosphere fatigue with the content, so I think a lot of the points just became stale, or at least done to death until enough people are like, okay, we get it now. So when it comes to that, yeah, you could say Red Pill is dead there, I think, in terms of the hype. When it comes to some of the talking points and things, especially, you know, like the more important points about gynocentrism, like I wouldn't say that's dead. I think that part's true. I think the whole hyper-masculine, super self-improvement stuff that's at least, you know, kind of dead for me. All that stuff about, you know, I don't know, the top 1%. And I think that's the stuff he was into, because he was into the whole Andrew Tate stuff. And after enough of that, I think people kind of, you know, got puckered out a bit. There's still a lot of that. You know, that's the whole red pill self-improvement space. It would be unfair to say there isn't. There's still enough of that content out there. But, I mean, is it dead? I don't know. Then, you know, the government came and attacked creators with that watch list or whatever, and people were getting demonetized. They definitely tried to quiet it down. I tend to say that I think there was a sort of tradcon takeover of a lot of what the red pill was, especially as you went into the election. Right now, I think people are trying to figure out where to go from here, what to do next, and they're looking for new talking points. I think a lot of channels have tried to rebrand themselves in one way or the other. So, is the red pill dead? In some aspects, you know, in some aspects. Red pill has become muddied water. I don't think anyone knows what the term means anymore. Yeah, that's really, you know, I saw you put something in the Discord about that earlier. I think that's what a lot of this is going to rest on. Peter Wright says, hey, shout out Peter Wright. I'd be interested to hear from Mr. Saiyan on Zwingli. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I bet he knows something about him. Looks like we probably aren't having him in tonight. Dead pill, maybe. I will say also, there were a lot, like, you know, there were red pill creators that seemed to kind of move their way over to black pill. So in that sense, you know, maybe red pill lost it a bit. Things got sidetracked and people like Rolo tried to exert authority and claim ownership in some ways. Yeah, I'd definitely say things got sidetracked. I mean, I think it became a little bit under the thumb of tradcons in a way. And I think the gynocentrism from the content was never really expelled. Especially when it came to content that's like, well, you know, too bad, you know, you got to just become a high value man and female nature is what it is. It's all nature. But in a way, you can say that's just kowtowing to gynocentrism. They're putting the price high and they're saying you should be an alpha simp and pay it. Christianity Unplugged says truth is not dead. Red pill lives on despite popularity or what people do with the truth. Yeah, I mean, the teachings and the stuff that's positive about it that I think is good for people is definitely still there. I think as far as just like the manosphere hype goes, I think that's probably down in the dumps, you know? I used to compare it to Bitcoin. Even like a year and a half ago, I'd say, you know, it's just the price of Bitcoin is down. It could come roaring back. You know what I mean? So, you know, is it dead? It's the flame still glows, but you know, maybe something will happen and it'll go somewhere which will reignite it in some way. It won, so red pill is no longer an escape from mainstream. It is mainstream. So the phrase shouldn't be used for manosphere stuff, but it still serves a linguistic purpose. Yeah, I mean, I definitely believe a lot of the talking points became way more well known. You can even say mainstream. So in that way, it's like, you know, did things get better for men? Not really. I mean, I wouldn't think so. I think things are still largely the same. So it might show that kind of the things we were focused on, or at least, you know, what the red pill was focused on actually hasn't really helped the situation. You can maybe even say it's gotten worse. I don't know. The question is where do we go from here? Paul Elam is the GOAT. Shout out to Paul Elam. Good evening, everybody. All right, we got Klaus in the house. Now the show can start. Klaus is in the house. W. I know about Zwingli. That's pretty cool. I'm sure you appreciated the quote from him tonight. MGTOW is freedom, Spetsnaz, the MGTOW solution, mayor of MGTOW, Sunrise Hoodie. So many content producers have left for good. They were all amazing. MGTOW creators definitely have that. I'll be honest, man. I kind of see myself in that, at least very similar to that. There are times where I think about kind of slowing down, even on the streams. I was tempted to not do one tonight, but I'm just like, man, I know how much fun it is to hang out with the guys, so I'm like, I gotta do it. But sometimes I think about it too. Like I found myself unsubscribing from a lot of, if I see stuff on my feed, I'll even hit not interested, which is kind of bad because I'm just getting rid of things that I could be reacting to on this. But then the other part of me throughout the week is like, man, I'm just so sick of hearing this stuff. Like I just want to focus on the stuff that we're focusing on, or just, enjoy my life. And I think a lot of MGTOW content creators ended up doing that. Like they were actually MGTOW and then they just ended up going their own way and just got tired of the content, Even Joke from Better Bachelor has ditched the label of MGTOW or Red Pill. He's probably one of the most even-handed dudes talking about men's issues. Yeah, I can see that. He always was. I've even unsubscribed from him, and I did like his channel. I used to listen to him a lot. It was around the election that I kind of just got sick of it because it all was just like, oh God, everything is going to be about this, which I get. I get it, Walden says a lot of the MGTOW creators have had their own pivots. Sometimes towards black pill, sometimes toward life fulfillment with or without women. Pivots are inevitable. That's true. That's true. I don't think that's a bad thing. It is literally in the terms men going their own way. What is each man's way? Ask him. The red pill has now undergone a schism. Red pillars and manosphere folks can't claim a monopoly on truth, then claim they are not part of an ideology. They have to pick a lane that's not contradictory. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's true. I think that's what gave TradCons a big opening to really come in and kind of steer it where they wanted to go in some ways. Need to find the next subject. True. Sam Apatny Spetsnaz passed on. Rest in peace. Shout out to you, Sam. It's my first time seeing you, but it's great to have you in. All right, well, I mean, that was my introduction of this. So we're going to watch this. Again, I really don't know what direction he's going with this, but let's see what he's talking about. It could just be a personal thing, like it's kind of dead for him.
What the fuck is doing a song?
You seen that before?
A city bike doing a track? A city bike freestyling. how you do that?
How you got the bike freestyling?
Oh, it's just for me to see it from far.
They got the beatbox city bike. Is that? Oh, what the?
Oh shit!
It's gonna be a lot of Sneako style editing here. You could always maintain a separate YouTube account that will keep its algorithm trained on RP Manosphere content. That way you can tailor your main account to your liking. Man, that's a great point. I really need to do that. I like that. Then I don't have to feel like I gotta be inundated with it on my main account.
That'd be kind of hard.
I'll admit it. She ain't fucking with you, nigga. I just said everything that happening in my life, you can have it when I'm finished. Shit, hot up in the six right now. Shit, hot up in the six, boy. Shit, hot up in the six right now. Come see us and get it fixed, boy.
I'm happy that Sneako was able to get back on YouTube. I feel bad for creators that get banned and all that kind of stuff, and I don't know. I'm glad he got a second chance, man. Good for him. Really thinking about forwarding it till it gets to something about red pill.
Hey, Sneako?
What's up?
Nice to meet you.
Had to lock in for 2 minutes straight.
Oh, you're good. Sorry, as soon as I saw that.
Let me know it's gonna drop tonight. Tell me if that looks cool.
Okay, sounds good.
We can take one in the video. I'm gonna post this tonight because I upload every day. I'll take the picture. Daily vlog pic. Oh, Steve. Got it.
Luke says, personally, I don't like Sneako, not in the least. I don't take his talking points much either. I can't really say I've been listening. I mean, I followed his YouTube channel before it was banned, and then it got banned. And, you know, I don't really care for Rumble or this other stuff, but occasionally I'd see something about him on Twitter. But yeah, I haven't really watched him so much. This is kind of like my first Sneako video in a while. Lottery Guru says, honestly, I think Coach Greg Adams is the only guy I can listen to at this time. He's not a butthurt guy. He's very entertaining. He also keeps it 100. Yeah, I've always loved Coach, man. Coach, you know, I think Coach is someone that kind of saw where the manosphere was heading for a while. And you know, you can't say he was wrong about that. I think he kind of saw no help or no change, and you know, he's a coach, so his thing is self-improvement, which I totally get. But he's decided to, you know, focus on that, or focus really on the small amount of people that actually want to do that, and he wants to coach them. And you kind of see like the difference between Coach and, you know, in his recent debate with Andrew Wilson and everything like that. But I respect Coach in that he has taken his content into a very specific, unique way, and he has his own. I've always liked that he had his own philosophy, you know, the free agent lifestyle. So he had something that was very unique to him, and that was the lens through which he was making his content, which I think is very hard to do for people. But yeah, Coach, you know, Coach is one of the few content creators I can probably stand listening to nowadays. I'm thinking in terms of Drex from MGTOW podcast, wanting to change up his show and Think Before You Sleep, moving away from direct critique. Yeah, I haven't seen Think Before You Sleep in a long time, but I remember his stuff started changing. His stuff definitely started changing. Personally, I think Sneako flip-flops a lot. Yeah, I've definitely heard that about him, especially back then before he got banned. Shah is on Raymond's stream. Am I on your stream? No way. Hello to all the folks on Raymond's stream, if you can hear me. It's great to see you. I'm never really certain of his positions on anything. That's true. You know, I think a lot of his stuff is just watching him do different stuff and go through different things. I don't know, man. I've always felt like he attracted like a much younger audience. You know what I mean? Like that in terms of his content style. Coach of what? Oh, Coach Greg Adams. Coach Stradamus. I play for no coach. I am off the team. I'm sorry, Raymond, man. It sucks to be cut from the team, man. But next season. CJ calls it the Mitchosphere for a reason. He's really out here batting 1,000. Yeah, he is. You know, and sometimes I feel bad about that. Like it kind of sucks here and that. But the other part of me can kind of understand why Coach does it. I'm sure he has genuinely tried to help a lot of people. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was constantly disappointed by people. To the point where after dealing with hundreds, maybe thousands of people, especially men, being annoying to him, he finally is just like, you know what? I need to just come out guns blazing against all these folks. And that's it. You know what I mean? I don't care anymore. Like, just screw it. I'm sick of this shit. I don't know. It seems like something like that might happen to him. And I can't blame him for it. I was lucky to be able to meet Coach when I did. You know what I mean? And I think he went through some life changes. I mean, I think when the child support stuff ended for him, then he didn't have to worry about family court so much being on his ass. So he can just really start living his life in a more in-your-face way. But, you know, that's his prerogative. Coach has admitted to having a heel turn. I see. I saw something recently because, you know, they had there was like some Access Vegas thing where they were talking about the Coach Andrew debate. And Coach was talking about how the Manosphere was trying to cancel him, and how someone was saying Coach graduated from the Manosphere, and I love that because I believe it's true. I think Coach is like the one person You know, one of the few people who went through the manosphere and came out like squeaky clean on the other side. So yeah, shout out to him, man.
Hey, what the fuck?
What up?
Blue, I like duo with the red beret.
Train's 8 minutes away. I thought it was 8 minutes away. This is perfect timing. So, what are you guys getting into today?
We got a boat.
Can I drive a stop?
No.
Just one. What's your favorite thing about this job?
Nothing.
Tomorrow I'll ask you again. Maybe I'll drive next time. What are you guys looking for?
This would go to Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Tourists.
At Chambers, you switch from here to the A train, and then that will go to, Dumbo. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's part of my autism. I'm good at directions.
You need to have a duo like this, like one autistic, one schizo, together.
Yeah.
So far, it's like a Sneako art film. This is like a classic Sneako edit.
Banger.
So his jacket's red, black, and white, and it says HH. 2 hours ago, I saw Ye apologize for his actions and his comments to a rabbi. And
Take accountability.
it probably stands for Hello Happy. Hello Happy. Never mind, Stacey's not autistic enough. The A train is at Fulton, not Chambers Street. These Europeans are about to get lost.
Just a small little mistake.
Oh yeah, it's Chambers Street. I told you.
Coach says it all the time. This isn't the red pill. This is the after pill. Yeah, the founding father of the after pill.
Those are 2 actors. I thought they were regular people on the street. Wonder how many times that happens. You just see a movie and it's...
You know, man, New York was a cool place to visit. I'm pretty sure that's where he is. I went there once, man. It was a good 3 days.
I don't think that's him. No?
No, it is.
3 days is enough for me, though.
Yeah.
Told you. Who's that? Who are you?
I'm me.
So am I.
Are you Sneako?
I'm me.
Tripping?
Yeah, no. Who's Sneako?
Who are you?
Me.
Not Sneako. Yeah, it's Sneako. You. I'm me. You? I'm me.
Me.
People really waste their time watching this dribble. I'll say we definitely got taken in by the title, man. We're 3 minutes in. We're 3 minutes in, guys. Walden says the real question is not how the red pill is going to change. It is how the opposite side will choose to react with what has already been put out there. People already generally know what's up. Yeah, I would say, I mean, a lot more people are aware of it than ever before. Sneako, not worth watching, to be honest. We're going to try to make it, man. And I promise you later, we're going to get to the Akaash stuff and we're going to, it's going to be like, oh my God,
Meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Meet you.
Meet you.
Me, you.
Me and you.
Am I tripping?
Am I tripping? Yo.
Is that you?
Is that you? So, I smoke too much for this.
I really had that guy tripping, bro. That was like giving someone a shrooms microdose.
Put it on 2x
That interaction reminds me, we were leaving a movie, and I needed to ask somebody for a light in the park to talk about the interactions.
Okay, we're getting to self-reflection. All right, hell yeah.
The return of YouTube has already been successful, and I see people talk about the interactions with the liberals of New York who are really upset about the red pill era. And they don't know that I pretty much slayed the godfather of it in a debate 2 years ago when the red pill was saying...
Okay, I think I remember that clip. That was with him sitting next to Destiny and Fresh and Fit. And I think Rollo called in or something. I can't remember that.
You need to get a vasectomy in order to be a high-value man so you could avoid women and not have children.
Gets douche nozzles like yourself.
There it is. Yeah, douche nozzles.
To fucking have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? 2 years ago, I said, this is really stupid, and I denounce all of this. Regardless, I do have the perception from a lot of people that I'm red pill manosphere. And people say, instead of asking people to describe exactly what you said, just apologize. You said inflammatory things. You were controversial. You were upsetting. And I want to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody. I understand why people have that sentiment, but at the same time, I think people on the left who are upset need to have more empathy for the people who got so sick of all the nonsense that they fell for and that they pushed for the past 10 years. They were wrong about so many things, starting from the Me Too movement to the aggressive lockdowns, cancel culture. All this went way too far. The fact that some people like me were able to swing the pendulum in the other direction by admittedly being inflammatory and provocative, that needs to be understood a little more. That being said,
I think he's saying, you know, at the time there was a need for the red pill content, which I agree. I think there was. It was way towards the other side. And in a way, you know, the red pill manosphere stuff kind of broke something open that, you know, it's funny because I think of it as like a metaphor to the mask, you know, from the old flu for a couple years back. People had this mask on, and in a way, red pill was able to sort of break the kind of BS that was in the culture. And especially when it came to like cancellations and these kinds of things. Did it go too far? I don't know.
it was provocative. A lot of it was angry. That did change the perception that many people have.
Like, there was a reason someone like Andrew Tate could become so popular, you know?
I'm not going to apologize because the nature of admitting and taking accountability and the humiliation ritual that creators have to go to because the viewers feel like they own you. People are sick of the influencer routine, saying something that hurts people or whatever, the apology with the violin, the tears, the I'm sorry period YouTube video where they're looking directly into the camera, pressing the record button. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
You know, a good buddy of mine who's a little bit older than me, I remember when Andrew Tate was like tip top, and I just remember him telling me that there's like every now and then a hype man comes along. And you just got to recognize that they're a hype man. And it's kind of like what he's discussing with these influencers. It's like, yeah, there's a hype man coming, and you know, you on a long enough timeline, they'll probably disappoint you somewhat. I mean, they're not going to be able to save this whole thing. You know, no one person really can. This is Shah had something on with Zwingli and his idea of governance. Oh, I'll have to rewind. Oh, hey, Michael saying, oh, damn, I don't have it pulled up. Yeah, I had a quote from this guy right here. And he was just talking about how, you know, if you had marriages without dowries, it would lead to what he called pauper marriages. I actually like that phrase, pauper marriage. Damn, I mean, you could hurt somebody's feelings with that phrase right there. Like, oh, a pauper marriage. Whew. My gosh. But he was basically talking about how if a lot of pauper marriages happened, it would increase, it would pretty much necessitate a welfare system. You know what, the hell with it. I'll bring it up just for you. Peter Wright found this. Just for you, Michael. We got time. We got time today. Right here. Holdred Zwingli, 1484 to 1531, explicitly framed dowries as a civic safeguard against poverty in the context of Zurich's emerging city-state governance. In his broader reform, Zwingli sought to integrate marriage practices into a theocratic social order where family stability prevented economic burdens on the Commonwealth. He argued that dowryless marriages among the poor would lead to pauper weddings that overwhelm public resources, filling almshouses and straining the city's welfare system. This was not mere tradition, but a proactive policy to ensure household self-sufficiency. So we were talking about the dowry system as a way for families to self-regulate reproduction. And as that went away, you start to see the government getting bigger and moving into the private sphere of family life via welfare. So yeah, we were all saying like, oh, I bet Michael Sayan's heard of this guy. Surfers can't surf without the wave. That's a great way to put it. I love that. That's a great way to put it, Luke.
Instead of words apology, let's understand that people are human and there's nuances in everything. You don't own me, and I don't own you. What's going on, bro?
Shit, this Sneako.
Hey, where you from?
New York.
What's in
Okay, yeah, another person recognizing it's Sneako. Hey, the Resurgence is here. Shout out to the Resurgence. The Resurgence says, Shah, bingo, no man can save us, but they will make a lot of money while they tell us that they can. Saving the tribe will be a team effort. Yeah, exactly. They always do that while laughing all the way to the bank. That's a great point. Thanks for that comment. And you're right. It is a team effort. It is definitely a team effort. Mr. Pitt says, the red pill never actually dies. It simply ebbs and flows. The SoSWA forums and Return of Kings blogs had their day back in 2012. RP podcasts are making headway right now. The RP will take some other form in its next iteration. I agree with that. I do. I always believed it would become more sophisticated with each iteration. I don't know if that's true or not, but at least the talking points becoming more and more refined in some way, kind of sublimated.
Most uncomfortable thing in your mind right now?
I'm homeless right now, but I ain't doing bad, you know what I'm saying?
You're homeless with the iced out car to your watch?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard in New York when you don't have no paperwork.
Wait, can I see this watch?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why don't you sell that and pay some rent?
I have money. Not the problem. I don't have paperwork.
Oh, you're legal?
No, I'm legal. I just don't have a job. But yo, you're a fucking dog for going against what's his name? The UFC fighter? Bro, you're a dog. You're a dog. You're a dog. You ate that shit. You literally ate that shit.
Imagine being a UFC champion who's 70 pounds heavier.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
And
bro.
you can't knock out a streamer?
No, right.
I want to
That's so
retire.
crazy.
All right, personally.
Oh, I like it in front of the DHL.
Hi. Where you guys from? Where are you from? One second.
Kind of interesting just watching, someone who has so much fame and just how they live that out and what it's kind of like for them, especially in a busy place like this where they all are.
What are you guys doing in Soho?
We live here.
You guys have Sex in the City jackets.
Yeah.
All 5 of you, yeah. We're about to have the martini after this at a Cosmopolitan.
Fire.
Nice.
Thank you. You too. Can we get a photo with
sure.
you? Wait, do you mind?
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you so much.
3.
I'm sure we'll get more Red Pill self-reflection coming
2,
soon.
1. All right, nice.
Real quick, did you guys vote for Cuomo or Mamdani?
Oh, no. Sliwa.
Sliwa. I like Sliwa with the red beret.
I didn't vote. I didn't vote either.
Sneako's all over the place. Shifts opinions every 2 years and disagrees just to push back and argue. Can't take him seriously. Definitely heard that about him, a lot.
But you should vote. You should vote.
Why didn't you guys vote?
I wasn't registered. Yeah.
I thought
It's complicated. John from It's Complicated interviewed Sneako. God, was that 2 years ago? See if we could find that. Oops. Oh, crap. All right. It's Complicated Sneako interview. Yeah, right here. So it's like you could watch 2 years ago, you could watch this and then watch his new video and then see like the differences if you wanted to. You know what I mean? If you really wanted to do a deep dive into this. Yeah. Also, Coach Greg Adams, too. But yeah, so that's funny thing there.
Every Gen Z girl voted for Mamdani. I'm surprised.
No.
It was like 83%.
Really?
Yeah.
I voted for Sliwa. I don't know.
Conservative.
Okay, we got
You don't want that
self-reflection coming up, I think.
Boston.
Yeah, we're from Boston.
I
Yeah.
don't want to hold you guys up too long, though. Enjoy your shot.
Right.
Next time anybody calls me misogynist, just use that clip with the 5 girls.
This was like the Hallmark Andrew Tate short song clip right here. Like when the Andrew Tate shorts were going crazy, it was all, what the heck was their name again? Indila music.
Do you like Mamdani or Cuomo?
We'll see. I don't know. We don't.
Bloomberg.
We need 3 turns for the real niggas.
Wait, why Bloomberg?
You need to just like switch some shit up. Like my man Trump said, he might run for 3 terms. There's a lot of fuck niggas out here, and we need Bloomberg for a 3rd time.
Why do we need Bloomberg for a 3rd term and not Trump?
All these niggas are some fuck niggas. We ain't finna make no money for the next 4 years. I bet on that.
You guys like Mamdani or no?
I mean, to see. Dude, it kind of sounds unrealistic, everything he says, but I guess we'll see, because it sounds...
You know what's funny? If you...
Man, you guys remember when Homer Simpson ran to become like the sanitation commissioner in Springfield? And then, there was the whole campaign period of the episode and there was the song and Homer's just like promising all these things that the garbage men are going to do. Yes, the garbage man can. And he's like making all these promises about them, wiping your butt or getting rid of the dirty diapers and everything. And then as soon as he wins, because everybody thinks it's a great idea, he gets there and there's like no money to do any of these things. Then he like mismanages it so badly that like they have to move the whole town over because it just got flooded with garbage. Oh gosh, that was a good episode. That was a damn good episode. Starting to think Sneako is a contrarian by nature. Some people are like that. Those people are annoying. Hi, Shah and everyone. Hey, Elena, welcome in. Great to see you. That's the exact perfect word, a contrarian. CJ has been very consistent by comparison. I would definitely say so. Yeah. RP died when they were over-shaming girl, plus all the fake alpha creators were living a lie. Some of these guys had kids on the low. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely the worst part of it. At least part of it, yeah. Facts, but every time I hear that song, Andrew Tate comes to mind. Yeah, that was like peak. That was like peak when like they were going crazy, you know? I voted for Pedro, and I'm still... And it's so weird, too, because I knew about Indila for years. Because I like to listen to French music sometimes. And it was just odd that, like, this random, like, French artist that has, like, nothing to do with any of this stuff somehow would... Music just gets wrapped into, like, all this stuff. It was just always funny. I voted for Pedro, and I'm still waiting for my wildest dreams to come true. Yeah, exactly. That episode of one of these days, when I get the camera set up for us to react to some old school content, we're gonna watch that episode, and we're gonna watch the episode where Lisa dates the town bully Nelson. And then we're gonna watch the episode where Bart gets a girlfriend. I'm telling you, like the RP stuff was always there, even before the RP. Like the Simpsons already had it figured out, which is hilarious. Oh my God! Then we're gonna watch the episode where Homer was accused of sexually harassing like the babysitter. They had so many of these like episodes down. It was crazy. It was crazy. CJ hasn't wavered an inch. Luke, I don't believe in enforced monogamy. I believe it reversed the system. That is why the bride price switched to dowry. It was caused by hypergamy. Okay, moving in.
Combined, you would make Steezy Kane. If these four faces were all together, look.
Fuck, you're kind of
How about no money? Mondani.
Is that Steezy Kane?
What up, bro?
What's up, gang? Remember me? From Wash? You don't remember me? You were over there. You asked him what we thought of Sneako, I think. You guys go around with the Muslims and stuff. My game.
Yeah. New York teenagers have so much more confidence and presence than people from any city. He's like, yeah, I saw you be running around with the Muslims. All right, gotta take out my retainer and go to class. Safety gang, you know, like a 12-year-old kid.
Are you with Nick by chance here?
With who?
Nick Fuentes?
Nah, not with Nick Fuentes.
Yo, Mr. Pitt, I think I know who you're talking about. It was like this guy on IG, and he would make fun of all the, like, he would dance hecka funky, but he would make fun of, like, the Andrew Tate stuff. I think there was a guy called Bottom G that used the same music in his shorts and reels. Don't Google him. His content is pause-worthy, but that song reminds me of his parodies. I think I remember, because, like, one of my buddies used to send me that, because, like, it was so funny. He, like, would dress like Andrew Tate, and he would just, like, do all these... I don't think he would talk. He would just do these funny dances. And it was just like super over the top. I think I know who that is. That's the Shorty Wanna Be a Thug sample.
Right now,
man, that's crazy, dude.
You're a big Nick fan?
Yeah.
What made you a Nick fan?
Dude, he just like says it how it is.
No, how recently? Like what?
Oh, maybe like 6 months ago.
Do you remember the interview or the clip?
Yeah, you guys were in New York City and you were like trying to like stay low key and you gave him a Giants.
Oh, from my vlog?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's great to see.
Yeah.
Are you Catholic?
No, I'm Protestant, but
okay. Yeah, white people need to stick together a little more, you know?
Yeah, you're very well spoken too. I always picked up on that.
I appreciate that. One thing I don't like too much is Zoran Mamdani said, quote, black and brown unity is going to destroy white supremacy. And then he also said that he wants to tax richer and whiter neighborhoods.
Yeah.
That's anti-white racist rhetoric, but they don't consider a racist because he's brown.
Right.
People need to start considering the same thing. Just because you're white and people believe that there's a supremacy does not mean that you could say things to whites that you wouldn't say to other races.
For sure. That's definitely accurate.
Did you see Sydney Sweeney? I'll interrupt you. Did you see Sydney Sweeney? She was asked if she was going to apologize for the Gene comments.
No, I don't.
And she said, she doubled down. She said, if I feel like I have an issue with something, I'll talk about it.
Really?
We need more Sydney Sweeney energy.
Yeah.
Less than Matt Walsh energy.
She kept it real, for sure.
She kept it real, man. She's a Giga Chad.
Yeah.
Sydney.
Okay, maybe we're getting some more reflection here on Red Pill. No, we're not.
shout out to the store. Shout out to the Ak here. I'm trying to stop smoking. I really got to. Trying out a little pouch. He gave it for free. Hey, can I shout out the store? What's the name of the store?
Guys, I don't think we're getting anything on the red pill. I'm sorry. I just want to apologize to everybody for dragging you all through this.
Hey, what do you think, brother? No, let me shout out the store. Your store. Oh. Becoming Muslim. You might get free nicotine. You won't, but Muslims have a great brotherhood. Come back on YouTube?
Yes, bro, on the Sneako, bro.
Yeah, man. The second channel it's been doing well. I'm glad to see that. I appreciate it, bro.
That's Mo Lola.
Yeah, the Moa jacket.
I work.
Oh shit.
You didn't see the car right in front of you. With the Tate brothers.
Okay, here we go. Wow. Okay, we made it, guys.
Obviously, it was very lucrative and beneficial. Although, obviously, it was very lucrative and beneficial, and a lot of truth in it, the association with the Tate brothers has been probably the most detrimental relationship of my career.
I'll tell you this, when I saw him kind of wanting to get close to Tate, and I remember seeing him like when he first met Tate and they're on a live stream, I was disappointed in Sneako. Maybe not for other reasons you might think, but because I saw Sneako as his own brand and his own thing, and I felt like he was trying to imitate somebody else. Like he wanted to be Andrew Tate himself so badly, and I thought like it just didn't make sense, because I was like, man, this guy Sneako is so successful with what he does on his own, you know, that has nothing to do with this other guy's brand. And he just tried so hard to be accepted by them, and it just screwed him over. You know, then he ended up getting banned while he was over there. I don't know, different reasons or not. But I just thought, like, why would a guy like that need to feel like he needed to be accepted by anybody else? You know what I mean? Or by those people or whatever, the cool club. You know what I mean? He had his own thing going, and it was good. Like, he had like 1 million subs. I mean, people liked what he did. So it was just, it's for me, it just seems super odd and, you know, just bad to begin with. Not 90% brain rot stuff. I know. That's the only thing I can get behind. We need more Sydney Sweeney. I feel like my IQ took a nosedive trying to see if he has anything worth saying. It was some high quality click, but yeah, we're gonna get to the Akaash video real soon. So he talks about the RP for 15% of it. I don't even think it's 15% at this point. I think this is gonna be the last thing he says on it. Sneako was trying to be mini Tate. Yeah, and it's like, for what? Why? Why be mini Tate? You know, there's no reason to. He didn't mind to get on Tate bandwagon at the time. Sad. Yeah, he was losing himself for that, and it was not worth it. And I'd like to hope, you know, I'm hoping what he says now is that he understands some of that. I guess the video is about how the RP is background mainstream and doesn't need flashy shows nor branding. Red Pill is super needed even now, especially in the church. The Tradcons are keeping feminism in the church strong by chivalry and servant leadership as a form of feminism in disguise. It took me longer to write my tweet on "Is RP dead" last night than we got out of this video. Yeah, I know. Anybody getting side-by-side ads? Oh, man. Hopefully not. I always put the ads to the lowest possible I can. It used to let me skip the ads. Then they realized I kept skipping them and they took it away. Sneako is going to be banned either way. Wearing a white sheet and doing a stiff arm salute, that was all unrelated to... Yeah, that's true. Like, I mean, he's, you know... I don't know what that... You know, that was just immaturity. All right, let's see what he says.
People want me to denounce them. They want me to separate completely. They say, finally, you're not doing the Andrew Tate stuff anymore. A lot of men do like it, not to discredit that. Hey, are you still friends with Tate? People aren't aware, because I wasn't on YouTube at the time, but there was a big back and forth last year. Disagreements about things happening in the UK and racial supremacy, yada, yada, yada. I publicly disagreed with Andrew Tate. He responded by threatening to end my career. Partially, there's a hint of resentment after doing so much to defend them when they were in jail, especially. But overall, I try to focus on the amount of truth and the amount of good that they have done.
Partially, there's a little bit of resentment that he has for them while he tried to defend them while they're in jail and they said they were going to end his career.
Their influence. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. But having to say that is stupid because nobody is. The whole idea of the red pill...
Yeah, because they're just another hype man. You know, they were never going to be able to deliver on any of that. It was just a bunch of, most of it was hype.
Is dead. It's over. It was
Okay,
never
here we go.
done with their influence. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. But having to say that is stupid because nobody is. The whole idea of the red pill is dead. It's over. It was never even clearly defined. People would call you red pill if you were a Christian, if you were a Muslim, if you were speaking about feminism, if you were manosphere, if you were an atheist in Miami with a sleeve tattoo and botted 500K followers. The red pill became this vague idea loosely attached to anybody speaking about conspiracy theories and masculinity. It became this niche idea that anybody could latch onto for a hint of clout, very quickly turned into a cesspool of some of the biggest leeches, weirdos, and dorks on the internet. People who preach about being a real man and stand on absolutely nothing except for their fake Instagram following.
Okay, yeah, the Mano Swamp. So a lot about, just the popularity of the content creators and sort of what became, I guess you could say, in popular understanding as red pill content creators and all the controversies that went with them.
I used to hold a lot of resentment because I helped a lot of these people who were poor, people who needed defending, people who needed a platform. I was there because I saw a lot of truth in it. At the time, the woke feminism craziness went so far. The red pill was the autocorrection to bring it back into the middle.
I think he's right about that. I mean, that's what it was. It was always going to lead to some opposite side thing.
But the resentment starts when so many of those people that I helped defended all this stuff, they ended up snaking me more than any of the liberals. The people.
Man, that's so crazy to think about right there. But I believe him, man. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of opportunists and grifters. And unfortunate to say, I mean, who am I to say that, I guess? But I believe him when he says that. I don't think anybody really had a plan. It was just more about the hype of it. And a lot of people were selling something.
People that I'm supposed to be up against ideologically have ended up showing some graciousness, have admitted that they were wrong. While the red pill influencers, they turned on me for a hint of clout, because it's not really about masculinity. It's not really about teaching people. I'm not even in the way, man. Because it's not really about masculinity and saying what's right. Most of it is insecurity projected into the camera and a mic.
See that? Yeah, and that was probably a lot of the panel shows, and I think probably why they did well. He's wrong. RP is well defined, but people started calling any male edginess RP. Well, that's what I mean. I think he's talking about just what people understood as the content creator space of the manosphere, and then it became the Mano Swamp once a lot of people started getting exposed, for being some frauds in some ways. Wes Watson, RP, how exactly? Yeah, I'm on board with what he's saying about the grifters and hype men. Exactly, the hype men. The issue is he can fall into those categories himself. Yeah, that's true. I think it would be fair to say he did for a bit. I think at the end it's positive that he's growing out of that. At least if I'm going to be charitable to him. I think there is such a thing as people becoming so obsessed with it that it's bad for them, and it's nice to see people move away and kind of be less obsessed with this kind of content. At least for myself, I've always felt like there's needed to be an off-ramp somewhere, and that's where I do like to focus on sort of the long-term solution, especially the stuff about like dowry and marriage. I do believe that's the better way to live in truth. It just sucks because of what they do in the system that we live in here. You know what I mean? But the worst aspects of the red pill, which of course will say it's a praxeology, it doesn't tell anybody to do anything. But I think if it's going to lead to a bunch of short-term engagements on a long enough timeline, man, you're going to be on the fast lane and you're going to get in one kind of accident or another. It's like being on a motorcycle and you're constantly in the fast lane on a freeway. The more you're on the freeway on a motorcycle, the higher the chance of something going wrong. You know what I mean? Fortunately, they screwed marriage, which is supposed to be the stable option, and they made that one risky too. You know what I mean? Hey, Michael Sayan with the 199 Super Chat. Just thought I would support. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that generosity, Michael, and all the support from everyone. Paul Elam talks about these things. I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I always found, you know, Paul Elam, of course, more even keeled. But when it comes to like the resentment stuff, the insecurity stuff, or like that type of content, which is, you know, I get that. I always said everybody went through a collective rage phase, especially as the YouTube stuff got big. Then after a while, I think people just hit a kind of fatigue. But if you stay in that kind of rage phase, I think that's really bad. It's just bad. And a lot of the content got to a point to where it was really designed to play off of that. I think so. I've been getting some negative feedback from simps for asking trad women for dowry. They probably say it's very unchivalrous, or that no real man would ask for that. Yeah. RFL, your satire shorts, they make me laugh really hard. Yeah. Shout out to Elena. I see you on Twitter challenging people, and I always appreciate seeing those. All right, let's see if he's got anything else to say on this.
These insecure, jealous, clout-chasing nobodies filled with hatred and insecurity are some of the worst people I've ever associated with. And it burns me to the core that my Wikipedia and these articles put me in the same category as them. After 3 years, what I came away learning was that you can't wear your heart on your sleeve in the creator space, especially when it's filled with jealous insecurity, when it smells like fake people. I was too vulnerable, too honest, and too trusting with a lot of people.
He was, you know, you could see that's what I saw in him when he was trying very hard to be on the Andrew Tate team. And even Andrew thought it was like weird or suspect. You can kind of see the way he was looking at him. I still remember that, thinking like, oh man, Sneako's going to get disappointed, you know?
People that were only associating with me for a hint of clout. And when you realize a lot of those relationships, people were looking at you with envy in their eyes, it can make you resentful and bitter. I'm able to create now because I've let go of all that and I've realized the mistakes I've made. Ultimately, the biggest mistake being part of the Red Pill Manosphere wasn't really the ideology. The biggest mistake was being around people who are full of shit.
I will say, you know, Red Pill, in a way, at least the more recent one, I don't think guys like Paul Elam's, you know, style Red Pill is like this, but the ones that are very focused on short term, I think are very individualistic. Like if it's all about short term engagements with women, I don't think it's a stretch to say that it's all about individual self-improvement. You know what I mean? It's really not about collective improvement. And if you're going to deal with that with people who just want to make themselves get better and don't care about, I don't know, you know, long-term things, then it's going to be a disappointment in some way or another.
Like somebody first walking into New York City, oh my God, the big city, huh? Get hit by a car, get robbed or mugged. Oh, I'm so drunk and I was the clueless guy. Hey, la la la, la. I was wearing a crop top and short shorts in the subway at 2 a.m. Hey, boys. If I were to ever do an apology video, it would be for being associated with these leeches. You don't need to follow this. Red Pill is dead. Follow God. The full version of these vlogs, along with streams, podcasts.
Oh gosh, so there was a full version. This was the Patreon advertisement. All right, sorry guys. Let's just read the comments. When you find out Steezy Kane is behind the camera. I love how Sneako just doesn't give a F. Drake Flip with the city bike. Damn, these comments are like just as like substanceless. We are in our prime right now. It's no humiliation ritual to apologize. It's a humiliation ritual to grift in 10 different directions in 2 years. This is pure cinema. Witnessing a person's growth and change. You seem like a completely different person than you once were. Must be difficult to let go. Most bury themselves in coke trying to relive the old gold days of their prime. Well, they did, and you did not, and I respect that. The red pill could never cover the full nuances of the human experience. I think that's true. You can't complain about how you're viewed when it was the way you portrayed yourself to get the bag. You sold out, and it's fine, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. Interesting. Red pill is dead. Follow God. If someone likes this, I'll start a daily vlog. Before Tate, the red pill is about self-improvement. It quickly got molded into some bitter, negative, and degenerate movement. I would say before self-improvement, it was also about recognizing gynocentrism. The Tates and others promoted the nuclear family while having hundreds of bodies and cam girls. It became something soulless. It's a hyperbole is what they were doing. It became something soulless and reactionary which was sad af to watch, unfold if you were there before the red pill was famous. All that red, of course, Steezy didn't see the red light. Crazy how red pill is the Andrew Tate stuff, when in reality, red pill ideology was around way before. Oh, yeah. Sneako, I started watching you 8 to 9 years ago. I loved your videos. You were always thought-provoking. When you got banned from YouTube and started streaming and collaborating with Red Pill Critters, I didn't follow you that much during that era, if I'm honest. Just saw clips of you being controversial. So I started trying to find myself as a person and get close to God. I realized these Red Pill Critters were nothing but fake tough guys. That's like your Wes Watson's types, who had nothing but hate towards themselves and other people. I'm not liberal by any means. I actually lean more conservative on most issues. All that to say, I'm glad you've distanced yourself from that crowd. It was a necessary part of your journey in life to get where you are now. Happy you are back on YouTube. It's just the beginning. Bro made millions from it and left it in the dust after Rollo Tomasi said, get vasectomy. I live in another country and I've been watching your videos on YouTube for a good 10 years. Starting off with Peterson, and it's been crazy watching all this culture war crap, which I was pretty on board for a while until I realized all the culture war bullshit is a distraction. It's infecting my country now. I don't know how or why anyone can identify strongly left or right. Class video, mate. You're a real rocker. The red pill just means hidden truth. You can't kill the truth. You can only go back to sleep. One more. It wasn't a willful choice. The red pill movement has now ostracized people like him. He has no place in the new movement. They call him a useful idiot. It's only natural that he would pivot from here. All right, yeah, that's the Sneako video. Now we can hit to this Akaash one, so we'll see what that's about. Sneako is like the Hispanic kid on the hockey team in Mighty Ducks 2. Skates really fast, is very flashy, but also doesn't know how to stop and crashes into the boards. I believe that red pill rage is a necessity. Yeah, I think so too. The part is important. That part is importance is the off ramp, and Paul has talked about that. Yeah, absolutely. That's really what we need is the off ramp. And I think it used to do a better job of providing the off ramp until more recently, because the off ramp means less money, I guess, for the folks out there. I hate to put it that way. Hopefully not, but you know, I think people were having trouble finding that. Yeah, pretty much, Shah. It's the Kubler-Ross model in action. It's necessary, but you can't let yourself get stuck there. Acceptance is the goal. A lot of the content creators are only about clout and clicks at the end of the day. It's about the money. Yeah, there you go. Luke put it succinctly. Tradcon men are simps who give free commitment and princess treatment to spoiled trad church ladies. They kind of feed off each other. Bride price worked because women were not typically allowed to divorce, so you were not going to run off with your cash. I'm not familiar with that term. I'll have to look that up. I get growing and changing in him being young, but there are young men who begin with integrity and don't have to go through this what Sneako was in. That's true, man. Listen, man, I think your criticisms about him are pretty fair. He's talking about the PUA scene, not RP. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Klaus, yup. Yeah, they are good, different but good. I get growing and change. Oh, I think I read that one. I tend to agree with Sneako here a lot. I think a lot of mainstream men are adopting red pill strategies just as a means of survival in the dating world. They don't even need to know the specifics. What do you think? Get God red pilled? Is God red pilled? God is the OG of the red pill, not the grift the tradcon con men got going on. Not even completely against PUA. A few things can be learned. Yeah, I think in some senses, learning PUA or some familiarity with that is a positive. A few things can be learned, but all the coaching is mostly a grift. Most content creators only care about making money, clout chasing, and stroking their egos. I think you're right, man. Can we make a shirt that says God is red pill? My shirt would read repeal the 19th. I think Pearl Davis already did that. Yeah, she did. All right, man. So now we got this guy. We'll probably just watch this video, then I'll call it tonight. It's gonna be a short stream, guys. Maybe 2 hours max. I just feel like getting some rest, man. I caught wind of this story. You know, not like I remember like a long time ago there was a thing between Myron and this guy, and he was on this Andrew Schultz podcast, or they're like partners. And, you know, he was sitting there saying the red pill folks are crazy. See, now we're going to see why the red pill was necessary You know what I mean? Why it became a thing. And this guy is going to be a perfect example of like a really blue-pilled guy who really just put himself in a bad position that he otherwise did not have to. So yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but I like this guy's channel, Too Lazy to Try. It's pretty cool. So we'll watch him.
But I don't like
Okay. Yeah, here we go.
I find corny is my preference is not my women. Now, I thought it was I'm not dating my women, period, which is the corniest human being outside of a criminal to me, period. It's just, those are your roots. Those women are reflected in your roots.
Like, Akaash is the...
You know, it's one thing to date a woman that is from your background. But like if they're, you know, not traditional, like whatever your cultural background happens to be, then it really doesn't matter at that point, right? Then you're just dating any typical 2025 woman.
Stream, like Akaash only dates brown.
Oh, okay.
Akaash has been with one girl in his life who is his wife.
That's my wife. That's an Indian woman.
So this is like loyal through and through.
Okay. The way I look at it is, you know, you watch.
I think he said a woman that was loyal to him.
Who is his wife?
That's my wife. That's an Indian woman. So this is like loyal through and through.
Okay.
The way I look at it is, you know, you watch them you see them evolutionary charts from Neanderthal to Homo sapien.
Yeah.
Y'all are the first motherfucker out of Neanderthal. But grow with your audience. Mature with your audience.
One person in the relationship, whoever cares less, has the leverage, and we want the guy to always care less. We want the man to always have the leverage.
Childish as fuck.
I mean, you know, whatever, man. Honestly, to me, that even sounds a little cringe, but whatever.
And you guys might not like hearing that.
Childish.
This still operates off of the romantic ethos. I would say so. You know, basically, it's you don't want to be the one in love. You want them to be in love with you, and then you'll always have the control. But anything with the romantic ethos is, I think, headed for short term.
But we truly feel
I'm not. These aren't new beliefs, bro. You're not telling me some shit none of us have ever heard. We all heard this.
I mean, I'm married.
He was speaking with a lot of confidence.
Married. Mark is married, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's possible. Now, granted, we might call you in 10 years and be like, y'all were fucking right. You know what I'm saying? But,
all right, so 3 years ago, Fresh and Fit went on Flagrant, and Schultz and the whole crew, especially Akaash, called them out for some of their controversial takes and how they run their show, which obviously started a beef that reignites every now and then. And it just did recently because Myron discovered Akaash's wife is trying to be an influencer and has her own podcast, which Myron's been having a field day with because she's the exact kind of girl they warn guys about. And she constantly humiliates Akaash on social media. Like, people just keep finding worse and worse clips, and it's painful to watch. I mean, this girl, she's up there with Jada Pinkett Smith, which she'd probably take as a compliment. That's how wild she is. So I just wanted to warn people before I get into this. The cringe is almost unbearable. Like,
it's pretty bad. Oh yeah, Akaash and the whole Flagrant crew. It's a big self-own. I served with 18-year-olds that had the very toxic masculinity this world needs badly. PUAs are just PISD pushers. Everything centers around, yeah, very much so. You could say they're gynocentric because of that. I think the lean-in photos truly shows if the man is a simp.
every guy watching this is going to die inside a little. So Akaash's wife, I think she's 10 years younger than him, and she's trying to be an influencer, so she doesn't make any money. But
so he went with the 10 years younger, and she's hot. You know, okay, yeah, that was the qualifications.
She spends his money like crazy. Most of her videos are like shopping vlogs and vacations. And when she was asked if they split finances, she said his
every time. What does that say on the
shopping vlogs and vacations? And
every time a boy comments mid, my husband buys me a bag.
When she was asked if they split finances, she said his money's our money and my money is my money. Which Akaash,
this is the traditional from his culture wife that he married, right? Like, see, it doesn't matter.
Sounds really stressed out about. Like, she had him on their podcast, and he started flipping out about how she basically won't do anything except spend his money.
For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Jasleen. I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean because I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, doesn't cook or clean.
And my husband is a full-time stand-up comedian, and he buys me lots of.
It's a joke. I mean, this is better than anything a comedian can write. You know, it's the joke that just keeps on giving.
Nice things.
Very fitting for a stand-up comedian.
Say I'm tired, she can't just let me be tired. I travel, I work, and I'm very blessed to do what I do. But when I tell my wife I'm tired, I want her to say, I'm sorry, baby. I understand. That must be exhausting, buying me all these things. Instead, she goes, So am I.
Man, that must be really odd. Like if one person is like a social media personality, like a successful one, and then they're married to someone who wants to have all that. Like it seems like a kind of resentment within the marriage. Like wouldn't it be better if just one person's the social media personality and the other person just isn't in front of the cameras? You know, like wouldn't that be sounds like it would work a lot better.
And if I dare open my mouth to go, what the did you do that made you tired? Now it's a problem. Now it's a fight. So I gotta sit there.
I went to Pilates.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yesterday, I worked
You know, like I think at a certain thing, like this kind of behavior, she thinks it's charming. She thinks it's cute. Maybe to some extent it could even be in some ways, but then they don't understand when they're just going overboard with this, you know. Here's your typical trad wife who only cooks on camera and doesn't clean the hose. Exactly. But the POA stuff is useful if you have to deal with women. My HR dragon still doesn't know if she hates or loves me. I successfully confused to the point she leaves me alone. That's the real victory right there. When they finally leave you alone, man.
Tired, like morning to night, whatever. I get a workout in because I'm trying to be less fat. And then she's like, babe, can you take out happy? I'm so tired. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then I take you to Mew Mew and you buy whatever you want. That's the bare.
Excuse me. No, I didn't buy whatever I wanted. He limited me. I am on a budget. Okay.
Now here comes the financial abuse.
Because you want a house that I don't care about. A house.
In the Hamptons? Is this the Hamptons? Or the other one? The Hamptons.
And this girl's so out of control. She is hardcore feminist, feeling bad for Akaash.
I'm sorry for the man. I'm almost never sorry for a man. This is from a woman. He's right. Akaash, is that you? Girl, don't make me side with the man.
Like in one of her most popular TikToks, she's yelling at him because she doesn't have enough room in her closet for all of her clothes and handbags. And the top comments are like, I'm sorry for that man, and I'm almost never sorry for a man. And girl, please don't make me side with a man. Girl, don't make me agree with him, please.
Do you know what my fucking husband just tried to do to me?
My effing husband. Wow.
We're leaving. Shut up. We also.
Wow. Then she's telling the husband to shut up. That is so crazy. And then putting it on social media. Damn.
Just redid our closet.
This is all her closet now. She took
like, is this supposed to be some kind of like humble brag? Like, is it supposed to be cute behavior? Like she's going for the I'm just a, you know, unruly or whatever.
Closet.
I don't have space for. Can you show?
Yeah.
I don't have space.
Oh my God.
I'm not doing
What kind
that.
of space exists?
I'm not doing that. We were supposed to build a wardrobe, but Akaash didn't want to do it because he's too
because
cheap.
I took the smaller closet.
Do you know how much
Man, this is crazy. This is crazy.
space he has? Look, utilize the shelves, you idiot.
You idiot. How could you call man, just idiot, shut up, effing. I'd honestly love to see trad wives in their sundresses cleaning the toilet. Wouldn't it add some variety to their content? Let's see. You gotta just game the judge. Imagine the behind closed doors conversations if these are public ones we see. Yeah, that's true. Complete disrespect and he takes it. He's done for. Yeah, I mean, what? Honestly, man, it looks like they don't have kids. At least I haven't seen anything about that. If I was him, bro, I would just rip off the Band-Aid. Just get the damn divorce at this point, man. Pay some alimony, lose some stuff. It'll suck for a bit. But at least you'll be free of this. You know what I mean? And then, you know, it'll suck. And then there you go. She belongs to the streets. So much disrespect, contempt towards her man. Disgusting. Terrible, I know. This is why wives bang. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
But hey, he dated Brown, so that's a win in his book. Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, you know?
For real, I like my clothes spread out. Then, no, but like, no.
And this is a woman who proudly proclaims she doesn't cook or clean. That's why you don't get married. He's probably screwed if he walks. He's definitely screwed if he walks. I still think he should walk. Just because he's only going to get more screwed if he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying it because it sounds like he doesn't have kids with her. Like, this man is planning to have a family with this. Like, just a giant mouth that never closes, that constantly wants to eat. Feed me, feed me. Like, that's all this is. It's just like a money-eating machine. Just exactly. You just got to stay gaming.
Stay gaming, bro. Don't focus on no girl.
That's my plan, man. I'm just staying gaming, and that's it. That's it, man. I'm good. You know, I don't want to be on the motorcycle in the fast lane, and I'm good off of whatever this is, man. I'm just living a quiet life. Without kids, divorce would be less painful. Absolutely. Elroy race loyalty, exactly.
I don't.
And the crazy part is, it's like, dude, he wants to be loyal to his culture, but then doesn't get married to this without a dowry. Did her parents give her a dowry? Apparently not, if she's expecting him to build the closet. So Indians are all about that kind of stuff. At least they were for a while. So you want to be traditional with your culture. Then you want to do none of the stuff that the culture says you should do. And then, of course, you're going to get this. So, yeah, I mean, kids complicate divorce exponentially, and the kids are the biggest losers. How much is your peace worth? That question he has to ask himself. Agree, he would be less screwed because he doesn't have kids with her. But alimony and asset forfeiture is painful. Oh, it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. The one good thing is it looks like they're paying rent. You see this big-ass building in the background? This looks like they're in a high-rise somewhere. Okay, so I'm hoping... Maybe I'm wrong. She was probably saying they were going to build a closet. Maybe this actually is something they built. I'm hoping they're just renting out a penthouse somewhere. Because then they can get divorced. There's no house in the mix. He's going to have to pay some alimony, you know. It's going to suck for a bit. And probably some other stuff. And she's going to get, you know, what's in the bank accounts and half of that. But, you know, he's got to get the hell out of this. This is crazy. She's definitely cheated on him. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I don't imagine this girl pulled a 180 before marriage. Yes, Mr. Pitt. I do believe she's banging someone else. And she still is.
I want them all on the same rack.
See, I think somewhere along the line, like, this behavior used to be charming, but it's not charming right now. But somewhere in the beginning, he found this a little bit charming. Like, she's going to constantly have a problem. And he's going to constantly be able to feel like the hero that solves the problem. But with a woman like this, there's always going to be a new problem, right? So in the beginning, he probably felt like a hero solving her BS, right? He was operating off of the romantic ethos. He was the hero. He was saving her with whatever BS problem she had. And then she gave him a little bit of sugar after being saved. But then, like, maybe it was charming in the beginning, then it just wasn't charming. You know, now it's this, and it's just in a big L embarrassment. I don't think it is ever charming. That is 2-year-old toddler behavior and tantrums. I hear what you're saying. I think once you can recognize it, then it's no longer charming. I think in the beginning, to someone who's not super on this far deep into it, it plays off of that hero thing a bit. Yep, Mr. Luke, who cares if he cheated? At that point, it really doesn't make a difference. He's 100% not having his kids.
So it's really bad, and it just keeps getting worse. You know, I'm sure people are stressed out just watching this, because also,
gosh,
when she's not spending Akaash's money, she's publicly humiliating him on social media to try to make her own money and jumpstart her career. I mean, she has this dude completely wrapped around her finger, because also she's the only girl he's ever been with, and looks-wise is out of his league, which comes with a price, literally. So she knows she has all the leverage, and she acts like it. I mean,
why is college nostalgia so painful?
Gosh, he's out there working all day so he can afford her lifestyle, while she sits at home reminiscing about her time in college.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
Like, yeah, see, what is even the point of marriage in the world? I mean, in our super mega civilization. This is what no-fault divorce did. Everybody, No Fault Divorce made this happen.
And I had a
brought to you by No Fault Divorce
roster of guys that I would rotate through. So it's like, sometimes it like literally hurts my heart. And when the nostalgia is that painful.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Wow. See, okay, so yeah, he believed she was a virgin. Wow, that's crazy. Don't worry, she'll become a Christian, and then she'll have a ministry. A wife who cheats has no redeemable value. She does with women who cheat and don't get caught, keep on cheating. Yeah.
It is.
And
Do you believe her?
On top of all this, that's why she fell out of the tree and hit every branch on the way down. That's why I need to be on more shows. Thanks, Luke. Yeah, man, that's sad. Like, so he believed it enough to be on shows proclaiming this loudly. And then she goes on there and just busts him out. It's just kind of crazy. Like, why would you do that? Why? I mean, she must be planning on divorcing him.
So someone needs to take her phone away. I mean, that was brutal. I almost feel bad for Akaash, but he's probably just like, hey, at least she's doing something other than spending my money. And obviously he should have known what he was getting himself into, but he was in denial. Like, the most disturbing thing is she's obsessed with her podcast co-host's husband. It's so uncomfortable. Like, she'll talk about how attractive he is all the time, and she'll bring up his dick, and she's begging them to have an orgy with her. And she's also even like, Akaash is great and everything, but I think your husband might be even better.
Yeah, I mean, she probably brought up open marriages to him several times.
Such a fucking king. Like, everyone knows he's the best husband, and I don't often find men that measure up to him. And like, Nav completely measures up to him, if not more. Can I just say, like, not in a weird way, he's so good looking.
Oh, thank you. Would y'all ever have an orgy together?
Yeah, see, people can't be loose cannons out here. That's like one of the things too. That's one of the things I would say that kind of annoys me is when a woman is like a loose cannon. I mean, I think it's okay to talk about stuff, but if you're such a loose cannon that like I start thinking I can't bring you around my family or friends ever, because like I just can't chance us being at the barbecue on a Sunday or whatever, and then you just popping off at the mouth saying something like that, it's just not going to work. I can't subject myself to this.
With your husband.
Rhea, I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
No, I kind of love it, but
Klaus is not gonna lie, I fell for a woman like that, but I was out pretty fast. Lucky me, that was way before social media. So the damage was limited and not to be seen by the world. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, I think maybe not for all guys, but for a lot of guys, I'd say that kind of stuff, like the way it gets you in, they're very charming with it. You know what I'm saying? They're very charming with it. And then pretty soon you're a hostage, and then this is what you're dealing with.
I'm like, us for it? Okay, maybe.
I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy if we
or
did
it's
it.
thick. It's thick.
I'd only been down for an orgy if
Yeah, so this is just sad to see. I mean, it sounds like Akaash is a good husband. You know, he tries to do everything right. He spends all this money on her, but it's not enough, and she still feels the need to publicly humiliate him and try to hook up with her friend's husband. Like, also, they actually had their husbands on the show, and Akaash's wife, again, makes it very clear that she's really into this guy. Like, she keeps hitting on him right in front of Akaash, and the guy's wife, too. You know, her co-host, I'm sure, is kind of uncomfortable about this. Like, it's just so awkward. She has no respect for Akaash, and he's like, yeah, I think the guy's great, too, but it's kind of annoying how great he is, which he's probably annoyed that his wife clearly wants to be with him, and she doesn't even try to hide it. Like, she brings up the orgy again and his dick, and then said she's really nervous about meeting his dad for some reason. I mean, she just cannot help herself. And Akaash, he just sits there and takes it. You know, I guess he's at the point where he just has to let her do whatever she wants. So this is just such a mess. I can't believe it's real.
Yeah, but I didn't catch how long they were married for. I know there's a 10-year age gap, but I mean, hopefully they're not married for like, you know, over 5 years.
You know, I feel like somebody needs to step in and just be like, all right, this is too far. You guys can't be doing this podcast anymore. This is too much embarrassment. And of course, she's giving Myron from Fresh and Fit all the ammo in the world to go after Akaash.
And can I say this is the best husband I've ever seen? And I'm not even saying that hyperbolically. It's a little annoying. And then like he's just getting in better shape.
Damn, man. I don't know what it is, man. I just think I'm just getting older and maybe grouchier, and like as soon as I go somewhere, if a guy goes somewhere and I start hearing this type of tone,
gosh,
it's a little annoying.
Like just that sort of embellished BS talking. Like I just like, man, how did I end up an hour and a half away from my house to come to this? Like I got to extricate myself and drive home somehow without looking too rude. Like this is unbearable.
And then like
Why
he's
don't you
just
guys
getting in
jerk
better
each
shape.
other off already?
We
Go
might have.
ahead.
Oh, what are y'all doing this whole time? Drake is your Taylor Swift.
100%.
Exactly.
I'm toxic. How do you think I have to keep up with her?
No, he be saying some boss ass shit. What is the stuff he says to you that I'm just like, that's fire?
Oh, Nash just puts his dick out on the table.
There's a difference being a scammer and being a hustler. Two very different things.
Okay.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer who
I'm not
hustles.
gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
Wait, he used to sell like iPhones.
Oh my gosh.
Buy iPhones and sell them.
Have you seen his Instagram thumbnail? You know I've shown that to multiple dudes.
Saved under his
Yo,
favorite.
look at my wife's podcast partner's husband. It's crazy. Ain't that crazy? I've shown it to multiple guys.
I've also shown it to multiple people.
If-
I'm meeting Nav's dad tomorrow, and I will say I'm fucking nervous because
Don't
he
be
has
nervous.
the, not to be weird, but he has big dick energy, and he's
It's
obviously
based off stories.
Yeah, he's a dumb.
What a boring ass podcast. Oh my gosh. The main problem with that topic is that men are literally castrated by the state and have no power. Women have 100% of the power if they are married. Yeah. Case in point right here. I can't listen to this. I know. Oh my God. We're almost done.
Let's face it.
But thank you guys for being on the main character pod. We love you. We hate you.
I guess
we respect
we
you.
love you, but I actually love you and want to fuck all of you.
Yeah, so hopefully Akaash can get out of this mess because it only seems to be getting worse. Like, this relationship is not good for him.
He's gonna have to just pull the band-aid off on this one and just file for the divorce. Just pay the money. I mean, just pay the money. Like, I don't even think I'd be upset about paying the money. I'd be like, all right, yeah, just take all the money. Just to be able to get away from this, I would be okay. Like, I'd be like, I got all the internet justification I need. I can even go back and live at my parents' house for a bit. It'll be fine. I'll make some more money. There's no kids. You know, it'll be fine. Just get the divorce, man.
But of course, I don't think he'll ever be able to leave her. And Schultz, he has to be somewhat aware of this stuff. Like, he said he really wants Akaash's wife's career to blow up, so then she has all the leverage in the relationship, which...
Gosh, the red pill stuff really came and bit this guy, or not this guy, but its co-host in the ass.
Probably means she'll leave him. I mean, she already has all the leverage, but if her career blew up, then that's probably going to happen. So maybe Schultz thinks that's the best outcome because Akaash is never going to leave her. But let me know what you guys think.
Dudes can live with the ground pad sleeping bag studio apartment. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, at this point, everybody understands how crappy divorce can be. So it's like I don't, like, just take the L on the divorce. There's no kids. Like, thank God you don't got to worry about a custody battle or child support or paternity. And, you know, yeah, just go see your buddies at the tavern and be like, yeah, you know, man, went to shit. I tried. You know how it is. And everybody's going to be like, yeah, man, we know how it is, man. Shout out to you, bro. It'll be all good. You know, you're going to lick your wounds for like, I think they're probably married for less than 5 years. So he's probably going to pay like max like 2.5 years of alimony. Yeah, he's going to lose some money, you know, whatever their savings were and whatever assets they have and whatever jewelry they got between them or something like, yeah, you know, it's going to suck, but he's going to feel a hell of a lot better once they're divorced and that'll be that. And yeah, she's going to go and she's going to, you know, run trains after they get divorced. But she was probably going to do that anyways during the marriage. So he may as well be divorced. I mean, this isn't going to get fixed here. Therapy ain't going to fix this one. It ain't going to fix this. He needs to make MGTOW hard. Absolutely. And then it's like, what happens when he has kids? What happens when he has a daughter? And like, this is the mom. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just a lost cause at this point. Just call it a day. He's too invested to file for divorce. All he can think to himself is, I can't have Myron this. Yeah, well, everybody's going to laugh at him. He's going to become the case in point. He is the case in point. Even if he doesn't get divorced, people are going to just trot this out whenever the hell they need to. So yeah, if anything has helped revive the red pill a bit, this guy is single-handedly doing it. They tried to warn him. That is why the man to pay the bride of palace transport authority, the father of the new husband. He needs to swallow the pride to survive, bro. If he's smart, he'll get out now. Absolutely. Dowry was offered a groom to take her off father's authority. Kilowatts. Shah in chat here from Raymond's channel. Hey, shout out Kilowatts, man. Thanks for coming, man, and appreciate you. Shout out to Raymond. Shout out to Kilowatts from Raymond's chat. Thanks for hanging out. We'll probably wrap up pretty soon, probably around 10 minutes or so. Let's see. Selena, if I'm understanding you correctly, good evening. Shout out Okaphobic. Sneako is watching this is why the red pill is still relevant. Yeah, exactly. This video right here proves why it's still needed. It's a double W if he gets out now. He just has to go, bro. Like, and if he did show some self-respect and did that, people even in the space that are making fun of him will be like, okay, thank God, at least you learned your lesson. Like, and then he could just be like, yeah, man, I messed up. That's what I get. He can be right or he can be happy. He cannot be both. Exactly. She's a pauper that brought no dowry. She's a deadbeat woman. Exactly.
No dowry. It's my right.
This is wife right here.
I have no dowry. If anything, I have a negative dowry.
Yeah, that woman's dowry is like a black hole. Like there's nothing he can do. It's over. And it is one of these kind of moments.
Do you have the stomach?
It is one of those kinds of moments. Shout out to Mr. Pitt for making that sound effect. Thank you, sir. And the dowry one I think was Don DeMarco. Thank you for that. So yeah, let's just look at the comments. I mean,
and I just covered Kill Tony comedian William.
Okay. WTF, that was so much worse than I expected. Like, see, and this is like, I think this guy's channel is like for normal mainstream people, and they're like, what the hell? I'd feel bad for Akaash if he wasn't so insufferable. 1,000,000% tariff on all podcast equipment. She has 100% been cheating on him regularly. She even ruined my day. Bro married the that's gonna be somebody's wife someday girl. That nostalgic sex partner bit made me die inside. Oh God, yeah, this is just by proxy. Like this isn't even the person. Bro gets bullied at home and at work. Holy crap, that college clip is painful. See, like, man, sometimes, man, it's just worth it to accept who you are. And like, if the women in your life have been like that, like, I think it's okay to say, you know what? Marriage isn't for me. I can't get married to somebody like that. I can't put up with this. I know myself. Like, I know the whole thing is going to go down the minute I hear some stuff like that. It's going to be over. The family's going to be broken. So like, why put myself in that position? You know, if that's what you're dealing with, I don't know. Like, and she brings nothing. I
have no dowry.
You know, she didn't bring a penny.
If anything, I have a negative dowry.
She like just got a degree, probably never worked anywhere. All of the stuff was in there. She sits at home all day, doesn't cook, goes to Pilates. He just buys her stuff. Nothing. Why are you putting up with that? It's not going to work. She is a super negative dowry. Please play Deadbeat Woman at the end of the show. I'll play it, I promise. We're almost there, too. I'm going to wrap up early. The fact that she's a stay-at-home wife that doesn't cook or clean is like the opposite of the dowry. Yeah, and then there's no kids either. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, it's lazy to try. No dowry equals no marriage. Exactly. No dowry, no marriage. That's how it should be. You on Discord, you can download it there. I wonder if Shah would allow women to work for their dowry while married, like you owe me. I mean, I think a lot of us, if we get married, are going to have to accept that in one way or another, because most women don't have that. So two people will most likely be working, especially depending on where you're living and cost of living. So it's just going to kind of have to happen that way. If you want to take that deal, they're concubines unless they have a dowry. Exactly. I can't emphasize that point enough.
No dowry.
And there's nothing more important than marrying a wealthy woman.
No dowry. It's my right.
I'm messing up on the... But can they become a wife after being a concubine, after raising a dowry? Is that even a thing, Shah? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I don't know. In 2025, I think we've certainly seen that happen with OnlyFans models. They go out there and they make concubine money, and then they get their, marriage. So I don't know if that's evidence, though. I feel like you're asking me in a historical sense, which I'm going to say I have not seen that. Correct, Luke. It was not a marriage to transfer value. Hi, all. Tuning in late, and I've been very unplugged from the happenings online lately, but I had to stop in and say hi. Hey, no worries, Vaya. Shout out to you. Thanks for being here and saying hello. I hope you're well. We're about to wrap up anyway, so we're just chilling. Her negative dowry is her baggage and huge student loan. You know what? I would not be surprised if she did have a student loan. I would not be surprised by that. Oh, God. The divorce settlement is going to wipe him out. This is 900 times worse than I expected. I'd rather be broke than be one of these people. Exactly, man. This is where where Dontavius comes in.
You gotta stay gaming, bro. Don't focus on no girl. Just stay gaming.
I mean, just chilling without having to deal with this, I'll take that deal. He's already being cheated on, LMFAO. No way Akaash's Indian parents are happy about this. Dude's life's a nightmare. This whole time I thought Akaash had married his high school sweetheart or something. I'm not a fan of this, but it seemed like a really nice love story. Akaash, please bail before there's a kid involved. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what he's got to do. I thought you were exaggerating, putting her on the same level as Jada Pinkett Smith, but no, you were right. Akaash is the one dude that actually would benefit from Hustlers University. This is what I wish upon my enemies. Holy crap, this is so bad. Oh my gosh. The fact that she repeatedly kept bringing up the orgy thing on multiple occasions is so effing weird. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't want to be negative, but I don't think there's a recovery for this. There's no recovery here. This is not, I mean, you would be overdosed on red pills before you could recover this. This ain't gonna happen. Bro married the reason I don't want to get married. Simps are unironically ruling the world, so I have to side with Myron automatically. You hear his wife talk for 5 minutes on that podcast, and you can tell she could care less about this man. Myron is spot on, unfortunately. He's not lying, though. Akaash is a simp. She's actually worse than Kalila. Oh, yeah. And I didn't think that was humanly possible. I don't know if you guys know about Bobby Lee and his girlfriend or wife. I can't remember what it was, but someone named Kalila, she kind of just came out of nowhere and he was going out with her and like she pretty much gave him the same treatment. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah, I was truly wondering if that ever happened in history. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I haven't come across anything like that. It's a good question though. When they can get born again, virgins. Yeah, truth, I guess. How can they raise their dowry by being in the concubine? I'm not imagining like a concubine who was paid. I'm like if she was like a legit prostitute working in there and saving money. Like if you think of an OnlyFans model and they go and they make a couple mil off OnlyFans, then they go and get their, traditional wedding somehow. But I know what you mean. Like as a concubine, well, they're paid. How are they making money? Because they're a concubine. Unless they're like, I don't know, turning something on the side. I mentioned that this Pizda is going to turn around and pull a Nala, becoming a Christian and have a ministry and do what? Satire acted out in her shorts recently. Oh, Elena, yeah. Sounds like I missed a good show. She's a Naklib Nitsa. Well, that sounds like an interesting word. All right, yeah, I mean, these comments are... Oh my gosh, yeah. They're all saying he pretty much needs a divorce. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. That I didn't want to cover it because it was just so bad, but I just figured why the hell not. That's truly a deadbeat woman right there. Sorry for the short stream, guys. I just want to get some sleep in. Just feeling a little tired from the week. Shout out to Luke Nielsen for this amazing song right here, by the way. Same time next week. Hope everybody is having a good weekend and has a great week to come. Rest up, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. All good, man. Shout out to Michael Sayin who requested this song. I love this song. It's all good. We want you well and rest and take care, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you a lot, Luke. Happy belated birthday again. Hope everybody, you know, whatever you guys are working on, man, I hope you guys are making progress on that. For the folks out there going through challenging times, I hope you manage that and make it through whatever challenges you're dealing with. I know it can be tough out there. And I just hope everybody a blessed week. Deadbeat woman. Deadbeat woman. Perfect song for the woman. Yeah, this is the definition. What an embarrassment. I always thought the concubine was multiple women for one man. It just refers to a woman who is a concubine. Pretty much a woman without a dowry would be, you know, looked at as a concubine. Oh yeah. Luke, can you make a song that says "To the Curb"? That's a great title for a song, "To the Curb." Ever fight. I can work on one, see what I come up with. Almost 3K subscribers. Hey man, yeah, we're working on it. I'm a little above 3K. I don't know if you're referring to me or not. I might do a video game stream too, guys. Like, not on YouTube, but on Twitch. So we'll see if I got energy tomorrow. Deadbeat woman. I put some good work and thought into the songs. You really did. This is a banger right here. Concubine was a woman who wasn't married but lived and supported a man. Children were illegitimate. Awesome live stream today. Thank you so much, Elena. Shout out to the Resurgence crew. I want to hit the sound effect, but the song is too good. Thank you once again for the music and all the support, everybody. Appreciate everybody who was hanging out. Oh, talking about you. Oh, shout out, Orem. Shout out to you, man. All right, folks. Well, guys, if you haven't been in the Discord, please join the Discord so you can continue the conversation there. And thank you for everybody who hung out with me tonight. I had a good time. This is a nice short stream for me, so I don't feel too exhausted. But if you guys want the Discord, invites in the description of this video. All right, folks, take it easy, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Have a good evening, everybody. See you, Klaus, Michael, Mr. Pitt, Don DeMarco, Luke, Elena, and all the other folks. Hey, guys. And Walden, Oikophobic, Orem. Thank you so much.